Good evening. This is K4PEW Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. I'm not going to ask for emergency traffic. You know what to do if you have to call 911. And let's see. Tonight we're going to be covering 146.415 where we are right now, and we're going to move over to 446.415 FM, and then over to 28.415 upper sideband, and then to 223.415. This is net number 1075. If our purpose of the net is to have fun, figure out what we can hear. We're a very informal net. It is a directed net. I mean, please ask for net control, but I'll always, 100% of the time, accept somebody to break in there or double check or triple check or whatever they want to do. But anyway, we're here to have fun. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh, yeah, announcements. Don't forget, Winter Field Day starts Saturday. You can look up Winter Field Day 2025 and get all the information there. We're not doing anything special as a group, as a club, which we are a club, which is a surprise to many, but we've been a club for a while. I guess I ought to post the license, not the license, but the certificate from the ARRL that we're a club, because we certainly don't act like a club. We don't have formal meetings. We don't have any dues. We don't have any income. We don't have any expenses. We ain't got nothing. We have good time. We are having a good time. Is there any other announcements besides Winter Field Day? Okay, Michael's got a cold. Boy, I forgot to mention that. No, he's got the Sunday night met at 7:30, 28.415, and then he moves to 29.415 FM, and then on to the triad of nets, and it's really the trifecta. He moves on to C4 FM on 10 meters, which is a rarity, rare as hen's teeth, as they say. Any other announcements? Don't forget, 7:30 p.m. Sunday night. You'll get a reminder if you're part of the group there. You can go to YouTube right now to see me if you want to, or you can just cover up that part of the screen with a piece of postage stamp. Or you can just watch the screen on my radio, which I need to remove from the output off. There we go. Can't push the button while I got the push to talk to press. I keep forgetting that. Anyway, just give you a clue what's going on. And any other announcements for sure? Anyway, we will start taking check-ins from people short on time, mobile, or first-time check-ins. Anybody out there? No mobiles, short on time, or first-time check-ins. Probably people delay getting in, going through the through the preliminaries here, but nobody there. All right, then we'll start taking check-ins from the east. Please come down.
KM4 YRS.
Very good, Michael. Everything going good over there. Nice and cold out. I had to go out and change a tire. I had to take a tire off and then put it back on in the evening, so I had to take it up to the dealership. It wasn't too bad though, because today was kind of nice with no wind.
It was pretty cold this morning in the warehouse until we got all the trucks loaded and got the dock doors closed, and then it warmed up pretty good.
Yeah, no, it warmed up to what, 20? It warmed up to about 31, I think, in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad this afternoon, but it's going to be cold, I think, again tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, this is the third day in a row June and I have gone for about like a 2.5 mile walk.
In the cold?
No, up on the roof. Of course, in the cold.
You must be bad.
I'm telling you, that night though, it was about a 10 to, I don't know how long the wind was, but it really made it bad, and we about froze. That first day it got cold. That first evening, it was so cold out. Man, was it afternoon, I should say. Yeah, man, my face was frozen.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, man. That when the wind was blowing, it would cut right through you.
Oh, don't I know it? And what was interesting was that June had, she thought she was just going to wear these knitted gloves. Well, I had to give her my gloves. And I couldn't wear her gloves, so I just suffered, so to speak. I just put my hands in my pocket, but she didn't realize how cold it was.
Well, at work, of course, I wear my jacket in the morning, and normally, like after lunch or something, I can take my jacket off. But I have gloves that I wear that's got stuff on it that helps me grip boxes and stuff. So my hands stay warm. But that morning time we got four dock doors open, man. It gets a little nipply.
Yeah, it is. It's rough out there. I wouldn't mind. In fact, I went down to the tire shop this morning, or whatever time that was. I think it was about noon. And it was still pretty brisk. But I figured, well, I'm just going to run down to the tire shop and drop the tire off and get back in the car, go back home. I said, nah. And I got home. I went, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, I tell you what, man. There's almost nothing worse than having to deal with changing the tire when the weather is like it is right now.
Oh, it could have been much worse. It really wasn't as bad. Not really. It wasn't bad. Handling. What was interesting was I don't remember changing a tire on her car before, but I went to go change it, and I pulled out the. I went to get the jack, of course, and the wrench, the tire iron, and I pulled it. Oh, nice brand. I don't think it looked like it had never been used. But it wasn't even the right one for the car. I don't know how it got in there. It was smaller than the one for the Toyota.
I'll tell you one thing. If I had a flat in my car and I was out somewhere and had to change it myself, it would take me 30 minutes to unload the truck just to get to the spare.
Yeah, fortunately, we didn't have that problem today, but I have had that problem before. You're right. Anything else from that?
Not a thing, Paul. Thank you for doing what you do. Back to control.
Yeah, if I ever figure out what I am doing. That was Michael Kim, 4-wire up here in Mount Juliet. Who else? He also fills in for me when I'm not around or lazy or out of town or whatever. So, who else is east? Boy, east is going to fail today. East? Nobody else? East? How about north?
KN4, ERI, Eric in Goodlettsville.
Hello, Eric. I thought it was going to be empty up in north as well.
And that's maybe the full north here, and full east person was out there, but no, it's me here. It's all good. I just got back from Palmyra on our place there, and yeah, it's all good here. Staying warm.
Palmyra, where's Palmyra? Is that in Tennessee? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, it's a little north of Clarksville. We got a 50-acre property out there. My wife runs quilting retreats out of it, and we got it fixed up real nice. And I go out there when she starts the retreat and, get things fixed up and help all the ladies unload their sewing machines and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, man, I can't imagine how exciting it must be to be at a quilting retreat.
Yeah, that's right. I was joking, say I have like a ham radio retreat or something like that. But no, she does really well with it, and it's great. It helps pay for that property, so I think it's awesome.
No, that is good. How many people show up for that?
Normally it's around 12 to 13 people. I think this one's a little light. I think it's like maybe 10 or 11.
Now, how does she make money off that? Is it like a club type thing, or what is that? Subscription?
Well, she charges like around $500 a person to come in, and we got the garage all set up with 13 different stations with all the power outlets. We got HVAC in there, and she cooks 3 meals a day for them, and all the snacks and the drinks, and just make sure they're all taken care of and they have a good time.
Oh, cool. So it's more than just. I was just thinking about a day or two or a weekend. So for a weekend, or it's like for a week?
It's Wednesday to Sunday morning. So it's really, Wednesday's a half day and Sunday's just leaving. So it's pretty much Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, like 3.5 days maybe.
Wow. So those people really, I can't imagine. Yes, I can imagine it, but I can't imagine anybody I know, other than maybe my mother or my grandmother, being excited about paying $500 to do that with other people.
That's my work thought too, but it is amazing. She has bookings over a year out already. So, and she just started. She's a great at her business, and she does an amazing job. I got to learn some stuff from her for my business. But no, she's doing awesome. She'll have, sometimes maybe 3 a month, like in the summertime and stuff. Wintertime, probably like 1 or 2 a month.
Wow, that's neat though. No, I'd never heard of that kind of a thing, but obviously she's found a terrific niche market. I wonder if that would go over everywhere. She ought to franchise that.
I don't know. There's different ones all across the country and stuff, and she does a good job. And people come in, they fly in from. There's a lady from England, I think, today in there. So yeah, I'm not sure how she got a hold in there, but yeah, she got the old British accent and everything.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I just have a hard time. I can imagine a thing like that, where I don't know what we'd all sit around and talk about other side. In other words, a lot of BSing going on, but I can't imagine. Yes, I guess I can. I remember going. I used to go to my grandmother sometimes with. That was late years ago when I was a kid, and she'd go to like little family reunions, and it's like, boy, was I bored.
Yep, probably. Yeah, not my thing, but I think it's awesome. It's working and it's doing great. So yeah, I'm surprised, but it's better than Airbnb. So that's awesome.
No, that's great. It's really, I've never heard of that. That's really cool. I mean, it's what I've learned in all of my travels in business. It was mostly in Florida. Never argue with success.
That's it, for sure. Back to you.
Very good. That's Eric. He's in Goodlettsville, Kilo November 4 Echo Romeo, India. That's really neat. A quilting retreat. I would have never put those two words together. No, it sounds great. Sounds great. Who else is north?
WB0NOO.
Oh, I know you would be interested in going to that, wouldn't you, Art?
Well, yeah, I would, but I crochet, so it's a little different.
Oh, you got away from the needlepoint, did you?
Yeah, I'd be a bloody mess if I tried anything with a needle.
Hey, if I were single, I'd just go there for dates.
Well, that would be okay. I don't think of quilters as being hot chicks, but maybe they are.
Well, I don't know. You'd have a pretty comforting home with all those quilts.
Yep, it would. But it's no different than the kind of stuff we do, like having breakfast on Saturday mornings. I suppose it's just like that, only 3 days of it.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm sure that the people who do whatever that quilting or other people who do all those other, I'll just say, hobbies that I'm not familiar with. They get together because they're like-minded people, just like hams tend to be very like-minded people. They tend to be technically oriented. They tend to be interested in communicating either short distance or long distance. There's a lot of, they tend to be BSers.
Yeah, that's what I meant, like Saturday morning breakfast. My first wife was a quilter, and if she'd sit down to watch TV, she'd be quilting, and it was nice. It kept her warm and occupied.
Yeah, well, I cringe because when I was a kid, my mother used to knit. She didn't do any quilting that I remember. Knitting, crocheting, those two things. And she crocheted all my mittens because up north they had to have mittens. And she knitted me. I remember the worst thing she ever knitted, aside from really itchy sweaters, was knitted slippers. In other words, they were like just knitted socks. I mean, they fit like a slipper, but they just slipped over your foot and they were all knitted. They didn't have a sole in them, a surface on the bottom or inside. So you were stepping on this heavy knitted. I hated those things.
Yeah, well, whatever. There's not much going on over here. I spent the afternoon frying bacon, so it wasn't real exciting over here.
Boy, oh boy, that's like going to a quilting event. It's frying bacon. But it's good if you're eating it, or you just freeze it later.
Yeah, we do it in the oven, and I put a couple of pounds at a time in, and we keep it in the fridge. So bacon is always handy, and I had the big plate of bacon today, and I was looking at it, and, I thought of the guys at breakfast. It looked like one plate of bacon, and just like the breakfast guys.
I got to send you. There's a meme. It says it's got 6 or 8 slices of bacon that cooked that are already made, laying on a plate, and at the top of it says, bacon doesn't solve everything. That's why there's extra bacon.
Exactly. All right, enough foolishness. Carry on. I'll listen. WB0 NOL.
All right, there'll be a quiz later. That's Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. That's Mark, and he's in up near the very cold beach up near the lake there, Cumberland. Who else is north?
Boy, Joe, and Danny.
There was a double in there, but Danny won big time. What's up, Danny?
Hello, hello. There's never too much bacon, and there's never no bacon left over.
Oh, man. I tell you, I've never not liked bacon, never in my whole life. It's always good.
Really, I like bacon with bacon on it, with bacon on the side.
Well, if you put, that's what with that one comedian. Have you ever seen that comedian? I forget his name, but he does a whole routine about bacon. You know, and you know, like a bacon is magical. You can throw it in a salad, and it's magical salad. Then it's bacon.
No, I haven't seen it. I have to search for it.
I'll send you the link. How's that?
All right, good deal. All right, well, carry on. I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, very good. In fact, I may send everybody the link. That was Danny. He's in the station camp near Cottontown, Kilo Delta 4 Golf, Oscar November. Who else north?
KN4 to Juliet. 84 VW, Carlin.
Hold on, Carlin. I've got Rick, who doesn't realize we're on the north, but it doesn't matter. What's up, Rick?
I'm north of Nashville.
I guess kind of. On the latitudes, I guess you are.
I'm sorry, man. I just had to check in while I had a chance. I'm not feeling so great tonight, but I just wanted to check in. Appreciate what you do, Paul. Sorry to butt in there.
No, that's all right. You getting over your stiff neck?
I know, not yet. And besides, there are no rules. That's what you said, right?
Oh no, that's true. I could have just not checked you and said, I can't hear you.
I know. I'm pulling your chain, man. Thanks so much, Paul. Y'all have a good night. 73.
Yeah, very good. That was Rick in KN4 TJF. That's Kilo November 4 Tango. Juliet Foxtrot. He's west of Ashland City. He's I can see why he wouldn't be feeling, because he's been wearing one of those neck braces to hold up his head, I guess, because he's got lazy neck syndrome. Carlin, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. I just got through working on a microphone here a minute ago.
Cool. I was just reminded yesterday, I think it was, that reference mic that Yaesu makes, it costs like $600. Who bought those?
Somebody that I guess got a good job and a lot of money to spend. One thing I can figure.
I don't know, man. I remember when it first came out, I said, that's really nice, but what the heck? That can't work better than just a good mic, a good $150, $200 mic for $600.
Well, it's got that equalizer built into it, and you can tailor the audio the way you want it. Plus, it's got a dynamic microphone and a condenser microphone built in the head, so you can jump back and forth between the two. If you really look at the face of the base of that mic, you'll notice there's a bunch of look like X's. Those are little controls. And on the back corner edge of that microphone is a little plastic screwdriver that snaps inside the microphone, so that you can pull that out and put in them little pots and adjust them like you want. That, I don't think too much of. I wonder how many of those little screwdriver things get lost, So, but I don't know. Beats me. Most microphones sound okay. I don't know. I've got an MD100 myself that I've got a patch cord made so I can plug it into this too if I want to, and I use it every once in a while. Of course, it'll plug into my A57, or I think it'll even plug into my FT100D. So, I don't know. Some people, I guess, I wouldn't mind having one of them if it was a whole lot cheaper, but I'm not giving $600 some dollars for a microphone for sure. So, anyway, I was fooling with a hand mic that was having DTMF keypad problems. I've had to pull that mic apart a couple of times and clean them little black pads on the back of that silicone keypad. And I decided here the other day, I'm going to make me a little little thing to go between that keypad and that board, and it's going to have copper contacts on it, and it'll just lay down in there between those two. And anyway, I made that little pad with the copper contact, laid it in there, and it's working perfect. It made the mic easy to push the buttons and stuff. And the bad thing about the original microphone with those little black contacts is that the keypad itself it illuminates, and it's made out of a silicone. And what's going on is that silicone migrates down to those contacts and then gets on the board, and that causes poor contact. And you have to go in there and take that keypad assembly off the mic and clean it, and then put it back in, and it gets annoying after doing that a couple of times. So I thought, I'm going to make me a little pad to go in between them that'll eliminate that problem, and I'm just going to have to see how long it works and stuff. So far it's working great, so that's all that matters. So anyway, trying to stay warm, getting off on other subjects, and went up to Mike's and got me what was that? Some green beans, and some fried okra, and country fried steak with gravy on it. That was a delish. That was extremely well. And before I did that, I went up to Kentucky and seen my brother come back by the graveyard and Mama's and Daddy's grave. Checked it out while I was out there. They're buried up there at 109 to 31W at that graveyard. So I stopped there and seen how that was going. They like to never got the death date plate on Daddy's side of the grave, and I noticed that they finally got around to putting that on there. So I was about ready to go up there and say, it's been long enough. Either do something about it, or I'm going to do something about it. So they've got it taken care of. And then I come on back, and like I said, I went and you got me something to eat up there. Also got a few little groceries, come back to the house. Trying to stay warm, so I don't know. And I was diddling with the mic here when I made that little interface sheet, I guess you could call it. And I thought, okay, here about 30 minutes ago, I'm going to put this thing in there. I made it, and let's see what's worked, and it's working perfect. So we'll just have to see how long it lasts, and see if it's better than the original keypad. You can't get that keypad assembly anymore. That it's a Kenwood microphone, hand mic, MC53DM. And apparently a lot of those mics had that problem with the keypad stuff. So I've come up with a fix that seems to work extremely well. So anyway, I'll shut up, turn it back over to you, let you get some more check-ins. I don't know where you started in the rotation. I just happened to turn on the radio and hear you was in the north, so I don't know if you started west or east, south, or whatever. So hello everyone out there. Hope everybody's having a good time tonight, staying warm, and I'll turn it back over to you, Paul, and you're sounding good up here.
Very good. That was Carl in Angeltown, Bethpage, Kilo Delta 4, Victor Uniform Whiskey with a good signal as well. Who else is north?
KB9, RKK.
Hello, Frank. Everything going okay after Saturday?
Yeah, as good as it can be, I guess.
Well, you can tell me offline.
He got transferred today.
Oh, well, good. I hope it works out for him.
Yeah, he's got to go in, and maybe next time I'll talk to you, I'll give you the details. But yeah, he's going to go in. He's out. He's not here. I don't think he's coming back. He's getting the help that he needs.
Yeah, that's what, again, people was, and I would say that he sounds like a fellow that has special needs, and that's actually the requirement. He needs special attention, and you guys can't really give him that.
Yeah, apparently he's found out he's done this before, so this is not the first time that he's had an accident, so they're concerned about him, so he's being, he's in there for observation to see what's really going on with him.
Huh. Well, let's hope it works out for the best. And then good on the radio side of the world?
Well, nothing really new other than, we got, winter field day coming up. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad. It's cold weather. I'm glad we're going to be indoors.
Is that a big cabin you're in?
I've never been to it, but it looks really fancy. It's cabin 1 over at the Cedars 11th, so it looks really nice. We got to be careful to leave it better than we found it. They were at first they were a little hesitant. They're like, they wanted like $1 million worth of insurance.
Really? Well, does your club carry an insurance policy at all?
Yeah, to the $8, but Bill was able to straighten it out, gave him some good references. The fairgrounds, the county, and all that. So it's all good. I'm hoping to make it, hopefully, and got some work stuff going on, but I think it's going to be okay by the weekend for me. So I plan on being there, and like I said, I'm glad it's going to be indoors, but you still got to set up the antennas. So we'll see what happens.
Well, are you guys? Did I see that you guys were taking visitors? I saw somebody else was. I don't know if it was you or Stones River was taking visitors at their winter field day.
It's obviously people could come by. We're going to have a fixed amount of transmitters, because once you're committed, you got to tell them how many transmitters you have and all that. And there's only really 5 bands that you're going to be able to use. So. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not sure. We don't get many people on winter field day usually. We'll probably, see what happens. It depends on the weather, just like in the summer when we were outside. Sometimes if it's too hot, you don't get too many people. We didn't have many visitors this year for summer field day, so, but yeah, I don't think we're not, I think we're trying to find out how many people we have, but I don't think they're opposed to anybody showing up. We've never been like that.
Oh, just curious. So it's cabin 1 over there at the Cedars 11?
Yeah, that's where we're going to be. It's cabin 1. And we got a few people I know signed up that are interested in going. I'll call them the main suspects, and I'm usually there. I'm going to try to make it again. Winterfield Day is a little more on the business side and less on the fun side, but it's still fun. And we'll probably need to. I thought we were going to be barbecue. Let's put that way.
Oh, very good. Well, I just want to say, I want to make sure the group, if anybody in the group had never been to a field day or never, watched a field day operation, it might be a good opportunity for them to see you guys.
Yeah, winter's a little bit, a little bit harder, but like I said, I don't think we've ever had too many visitors. So, it's you come and check to make sure we're not frozen.
Yeah, bring firewood.
Yeah, I'm sure. I guess I've never been to it. I'm sure it's going to be good. It always is. We always make the best of it. Last year, it was a little chilly. We were in a pretty big area, like a big hall, like a cafeteria at the Boy Scouts place, and it was on the chilly side. The heat system in there wasn't the greatest, and I was lucky. I was in the kitchen. There was a lot of heat in there from all the appliances that were running. The refrigeration system even puts out heat. But I was in the hot part, so I was like, yeah, I'll be in here.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net, Frank?
Negative. Just wanted to check in. Glad I was able to catch it. I was busy doing something, and I looked at the time, and I'm like, wow, it's already 15 after or so. And then I had to go do something else, and by the time I came back, you were still in the north. So I'm glad I got in there.
Yeah, very good. That was Frank. Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo Kilo here, just northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
Hey, comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, it's KQ4AET, Chris. So, anybody can come to our winter field day and take a visit. We're not going to turn anybody away.
I'm just curious. Some people have never even see what happens in a field day, but it'd be neat because it's not going to be a crowded event like it would. And it also, it's really easy, and I'm sure you have, but when we're working summer field day, that's you can't not talk to people. It's in winter field day that you actually have to work.
Yeah, Roger, I just wanted to add a little color to what Frank was saying. Frank is 100% right, though. We won't turn anybody away. We welcome all visitors. And yeah, Frank did 100% suck up all the heat out there last year.
Yeah, very good. Anything good you got going on?
No, sir, I'm actually packing up stuff, trying to get ready for Winter Field Day tonight.
Oh, very good. Well, I hope it works out for you. I may be able to stop over, but we shall see. All right. Anything else, Chris?
No, sir, it'd be good to see you.
All right. That was Chris at Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango, and he is south of me about 5 or 6 miles. I think it's in. Don't let me forget here. Rural Hill. Yeah, Rural Hill. Look for it. It's just south. That's all I know. I think it's a sign. Who else is where was I? West. North, actually north. Man, how did I catch you on a night off? Brian? Very good. You having a good night?
Oh yeah, just getting out of work and heading home.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, you caught a nice, cool night to be on the way home.
Yeah, it's 28 degrees, a balmy 28.
Yeah, well, today was better than some of the other days. It was a sunny day and it wasn't windy, so it was a pretty nice day.
Yeah, it was 72 degrees and same old stuff I see every day.
No, you get to meet all kinds of new people over there.
Yeah, some I don't want to meet.
Well, that's true of all things in life. You mean you ever had clients you didn't want to meet?
Nah, I like everybody I like to meet.
No, I'm not sure I believe that. I had a couple I didn't like very much, and I didn't call on them anymore.
Oh no, I never had any trouble with any of them. They all like. It's always fun to go to a place where they're having trouble.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. Anything good for the net?
I don't think I have good things with that ever, do I?
Oh, I don't know. You might. You gave the gun statistics last time. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, we're over 26,000 now, so we're 20. I didn't look at it again. It's up there.
Hey, you know, they had that shooting in Antioch where that 17-year-old shot and killed a girl, and I don't think he hurt anybody else besides himself. I don't think he did. But what bothers me when I saw it on the news, obviously the killing bothered me, the deaths, but they're spending way too much time talking about it. And then, of course, who do they drag in? Those who want more gun control.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, they should have gun control. They need to make sure those kids don't have guns. Oh, I think there is a law that they aren't supposed to have guns. I guess they really need to have more laws about not having guns.
Well, I asked my wife, and she's a little younger than I am, but I asked her, I said, did you ever have a backpack when you went to school, junior high school or high school? She says, no. I said, neither did I. Why do kids need backpacks where they can bring in, stuff that they shouldn't be bringing in? We just carried books. Anybody, I don't get it. I have to carry your phone and your charger and your gun and your books and your notebooks and your play toys, I guess. But it confuses me because if they use metal detectors at the entrances, that would be the end of the story.
Yeah, I guess it could be, but the big thing is who bought that gun? He didn't buy that gun.
No, you're right. And I told the XYL that it's very possible that we're going to have another set of parents that might be brought up on charges,
And they should be. Anybody that leaves a gun unattended and in the improper hands of a child should be arrested. It's child engagement, if not anything else.
Well, I guess the issue is that he could have very well have gotten it from a friend, who stole it or got it from his parents. You don't really know what happened. So we'll find out over time, I guess.
No, you'll never find out. It's like the other one. And you'll never find out why or course, they kind of buried the news article in the morning where they shot the guy up in Madison.
Oh, did they? I didn't follow that one.
Yeah, he stole a car and he was back to his crib in Madison. And the cops got there and he pulled a gun on one and they shot him.
Well, there's a kind of a rule about that in life: is never pull a gun on anybody.
Well, I mean, you like to be first so you don't get shot by them being the first. But yeah, it's not a good idea to pull a gun on a cop, that's for certain.
Yeah, that's really the first rule of guns. Never try to fast draw on a police.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a little bit more training than the average hood. But the guy was only 20 years old, so he shouldn't have had a gun. He shouldn't have had the stolen car. And he stole other cars prior to this.
Well, did he die in an interchange?
I think he just went to the hospital. I mean, he'll get out of the hospital, they'll let him off, and he'll go steal another carjack.
Oh boy. Well, who knows? I mean, it's for some reason there's a lot more knuckleheads out there with guns than there used to be, and I don't know what I just think that we've got a society that's kind of used to, I'll just say, law breaking.
Well, it doesn't help. It doesn't help having all these people come into our part of the country, and then their first thing they think about is they can now get a gun. And they needed a gun in New York or L.A. or Chicago. They don't really need a gun here, so then they end up not taking care of it, and nobody steals it from them. So there's a lot more stolen guns on the streets.
Yeah, I know. And they also steal them. They can steal them out of cars, and I think there was over 1,100 or something out of Nashville Metro just last year. So yeah, I get it. So you got to stop selling these guns that are stealable.
Well, I suppose they could get ones that have GPS trackers on them so we can keep track of the hoodlums.
Yeah, well, there is no way. It's just called being responsible.
Oh, I bet you could put a tracker in one of those guns that they'd never find it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Anything else for the net, Brian?
No, I'm just going home in the cold weather.
Well, very good. Let me move on. That was Brian. He's mobile, coming home from work at Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie Papa Tango. Anybody else north? Over to the west.
KG4 ILV.
Hello, Jack. Anything good going on in your world?
Man, I'm just hunkered in. Got a couple of good books, just reading today. Well, I did clean up some.
Did you put a blanket over your garlic?
No, they like the cold.
Oh, do they really like it when it gets this cold?
Oh, they grow up through the snow.
Oh, I didn't know. Even when the ground gets that cold.
That's right, and it's called stratification. It has to get cold to be good.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that. And oranges have the same issues. Citrus, I should say, because in the oranges it brings sugar up out of the ground and brings it up into the fruit.
Well, I got my turnip green and mustard green seeds ready to go. When it gets warm enough, I'll be out there scattering those around.
Yeah, this climate change is killing us, man.
Thanks for doing the net, Paul. I'll let somebody else check in. KG4 ILV.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, except Easter lilies come up through the snow too, but they're prettier than garlic.
Yeah, they don't taste as good though.
No, you're right. They don't. That was Jack. Kilo Golf for India Lima Victor. He's in Donaldson. Who else is west?
Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta.
Hello, Doug. Anything good going on?
I was just trying to stay warm out here in this cold radio shack. I forgot to leave my heat on, and it was like 48 degrees when I came out here an hour ago.
Yeah, you got to put your feet down on the power supply.
That's a thought. Yeah, I've got a little electric heater in here, and it does a fine job. Of course, the shack's not well insulated in the ceiling, but I need to rectify that.
One of the first books I ever read about radio was that they might have made a movie out of it. I think they did. It's called Ice Station Zebra. Remember that?
I've seen that movie, I believe.
Yeah, and it was about a guy who was stationed in Antarctica, and he communicated with a radio. I don't remember the details, but I just remember thinking how awful that would be.
Yeah, but hey, it seems like this weekend's going to warm up a little bit for Winter Field Day. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's better when it's not terrible outside. I mean, well, again, winter and summer field day can both be terrible depending on what's going on.
You know, I can heat up wherever I am for Winter Field Day. I mean, I got my trailer and I got this shack, but summer just about killed me. I can't stand that kind of high heat out in a remote location.
Oh yeah, well, I did a winter. It was in the winter. It was cold. I don't remember what month it was. I did a special event at Fort Niagara, and it's on the corner of the Niagara River and Lake Ontario, and it's in the fort, which is unheated, and this fort's 9 billion pounds of stone, and it never warms up, and it was cold, and boy, was I happy to be out of there.
Yeah, I can only imagine that rock does not warm up quickly. Of course, if you get it warm, it probably does pretty good, but it takes a lot of BTUs.
Not. It was cold. I don't remember what time of year it was. I'd have to look. It was a neat event, though. I mean, it's inside a fort. I don't know. Let's see. It was involved in 1812. It went back to the early 1700s, I believe.
So it was like Revolutionary War.
Oh, yeah, it was actually involved in the War of 1812 and during all those Indian and French wars, and it actually was one of the few forts in the country that had being overrun or given to the French, the British, and the Americans at different times.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Talking about the quilting you guys were talking about earlier, my wife's grandmother was a prolific quilter. In her lifetime, she made literally hundreds. Very, very beautiful, all hand-stitched, everything done by hand. She would help my wife make a queen-size quilt for our bed after we got married. But the funny thing is she made quilts for her grandchildren's spouses way before they were ever even old enough to marry. So she had a quilt made for me before I ever married my wife. And I knew this lady. I'd known her just about, most of my young life. She used to come to our home and we'd do Bible studies and things like that. They'd visit, but never imagined I'd end up marrying her granddaughter.
Oh wow, yeah. My mother had quilts that her grandmother had made, so that would have been her grandmother would have been born about 1880 or so.
Yeah, I think my wife's grandmother was early 1900s when she was born, maybe 1902 or 1903. I can't remember exactly, but wonderful lady, just very, very talented. Only had one daughter and had one granddaughter, and hey, I got the one.
Wow, that's great. No, when you look at some of the stuff, if anybody who's never seen really fine quilting by people who care, and it's almost always women, is that you look at that stitching in there, it's magnificently accurate, and everything's neat and orderly.
Yeah, and of course, as I said, these are all hand stitched. I know a lot of modern quilters, they use machines for part of it. Some of it they still do hand stitching, but either way, I mean, the beauty in the quilt is just, it's pure art. It's wonderful to watch it. I'm not going to do it myself, but full disclosure, I used to do macrame, and I enjoyed doing that.
Oh, hey, you're starting to show your age, man. There was that macrame craze. Remember that in the 70s?
Yeah, we had just gotten out of the military, and it was Christmas time. I didn't have money to buy gifts. Macrame was very popular, and so I bought a little cheap book on how to do macrame, and I was making macrame plant hangers for everybody in the family.
And where are all those macrame hangers now, do you think?
Some of them still have them. I see them when I go to their homes.
Oh, well, so they kept them indoors then.
Oh, yeah. I made these for indoors and made one with the lights in it. Oh, they look pretty nice, and I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, that's funny. It was a big event, though, in the 70s.
It was very, very popular.
I'm trying to remember what else was popular besides really ugly men's jackets.
Well, we had those leisure suits, and God, those things were ugly.
Well, if I had one of those suits, I'm not sure I'd own up to it. But when you look back at those and the double knit with the wide collared shirts and and the real wide, what do you call it, lapels, and the white belt, and the white shoes. It looks garish. I guess that's the word. I don't know.
Yeah, guilty as charged. I even had a pair of zip-up boots, and I played steel guitar around Nashville dressed like that.
Well, for what it's worth, everyone else was wearing it too.
Oh yeah, I fit right in.
Cool. Yeah, I don't have any. I missed that. I kind of missed that because I was I ended up being, when I got out of the Navy in '72, and then I was working in construction at that point and working hard to eke out a living, as they say. And so the '70s weren't kind to my leisure time.
Yeah, I hear you. We were all struggling to make a living back in those days. But hey, life is good up on this end of the world, and I appreciate you doing the net. I've been able to hear just about everybody very well tonight. I couldn't hear Brian. I think he said he's mobile, so that's probably why. But man, everybody else is just booming in up here at Greenbrier.
Oh, cool. He was on his way out from. He works over in Opry Mills at the Bass Pro and selling guns. He's at the gun counter, so go see him. And he was on his way home to Hendersonville.
Oh yeah, I need to go over there and talk to him about a muzzle-loading revolver. I've always wanted one.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I bet he could order one, but I can't imagine they sell those over at Bass Pro, but they might.
The last time I was there, and it's been some time, they did have them in the counter.
Wow. The last time I was at Bass Pro was probably 12 years ago. I don't remember anything about the gun counter, but that'd be interesting. I'd love to see a muzzle loader pistol.
Oh yeah, they're very popular. I used to get into that cowboy action shooting also, and they were real popular. The black powder muzzle loading revolvers. They have a category for that.
Wow. I saw a guy do that one time. He had one of the muzzle loader rifles, and it was, I don't know what caliber it was, but he showed how he put this ball in there that looked like a giant marble, and he packed it in there, and then when he set it up he was like using a table in some way for a prop, because it was a really big gun. And when that thing went, and he shot it into, I think, a 1-gallon jug or something. I forget what he shot it into, but that thing about knocked him over when it went off.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of gun that was. I have a 50 caliber muzzle loading rifle that I deer hunt with, and I've taken several deer with it over the years, and some other things as well. But they have a little kick to them, but not too bad.
Well, yeah, that's true. Anyway, no, that's good. That's an interesting hobby. I've never done that. Wow. So you actually go out. There's a special. They don't do that muzzle loading season for deer with the regular season, do they?
They have a designated muzzle loading season that you can, and it comes before the regular rifle. But anytime you can hunt with regular rifle or regular gun, you can also use your muzzle loader, and that's most of the time. That's what I use, is the muzzle loader.
Wow, old school.
Well, I feel like it makes me a better hunter. For one thing, where I hunt here on my property, I'm not going to get a really long shot. If I get a 50-yard shot, that's long because it's pretty thick out here, the woodland, and it makes me take my time because I know I'm not going to get a second shot.
No, not unless you just stun him.
He might fall on the ground laughing at me. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I enjoy all those kind of different things. And once again, I'll get off here. I don't want to talk too much. People think they've tuned into the 80-meter net here. So, KO4KD, back to you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. No, it's all good. I know. I once in a while somebody come, hey, wow, we spent too much time with, just too much. I go, it doesn't matter, does it? If you don't like it, just go do something else. It doesn't bother me. I'm hoping in anybody, because we get such a variety of people on the air, and they want to talk about something, just comes up, and it's all just very, happenstance, and it's interesting to somebody. Anyway, that was Doug, Kilo Delta 4, Mike Kilo Delta, and he's in Greenbrier. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know you did that muzzle loading stuff. Who else is north or west? North or west? Everybody west fell asleep besides Jack and Doug. Over to the south.
KF4 KFQ.
KF4 KFQ. What's up there, Tony?
Not a thing. And I'm going to get out of the way. You got people backed up. KF4 KFQ.
I don't know. We've already made the rounds. I started with East. You're the last.
As it should be.
You're bringing up the rear, as they say.
Well, I've been dawdling.
Well, very good. I'm glad you're doing all right. That was Tony, Kilo Foxtrot, 4 Kilo, Foxtrot, Quebec in Smyrna. Who else is south or anywhere? Hold on, Echo Whiskey Tango. That was Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. I hear you in there, Larry. A little noisy, but I hear you. Yeah, very good. That's Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Echo Whiskey Tango. That's Kilo November 4, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Kilo November 4, Echo Whiskey Tango.
Yeah, very good. How are you? I forgot your first name.
The name is Thomas, sir.
Ah, very good, Thomas. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes it takes me a while to keep it in my memory bank.
You're all good. I'm over here sitting at the big lot parking lot fixing to head home. I figured I would stop before I lost my signal.
Big lots. Anything? You can never tell what's going to be in there, can you?
No, believe it or not, and this is going to sound really strange, but I'm picking you up on my whip antenna using my SDR on my laptop, and I'm talking to you through my actual radio. My SDR is pulling you in better than my radio is.
Oh, is that right? Which SDR are you using? Which SDR radio are you using?
I'm using the RTL SDR, and I'm running SDR plus plus.
Cool. And which radio are you using?
I'm talking to you on a TYT 9800. Usually when I'm checking into the net, I'm on the big whip on my car, but I was using the whip today for the SDR, picking up 20 meters and all kinds of stuff. Got some nice images from the SSTV while I was working and stuff like that, so I just didn't feel like getting back there, back in the car and swapping my antennas out for this. I'm talking to you on my Willband NMO mount, mag mount, Comet.
Oh, very good. No, that I would guess that I'm guessing that the SDR radio, like you're talking about, is going to receive better than probably any of the just off-the-shelf dual band or quad band radio.
Yeah, probably. If I'm on the other antenna that my SDR is on right now, I do very decent. But I'm not really on
Very good, Miss Thomas. Kilo November 4 Echo X Whiskey Tango. You can hear my dogs in the background. My ex-wife just got home, and the dogs all get really excited because she almost always gives them treats when she walks in the door. There she goes. Maybe she'll bring me a treat too. I was looking out the door here. I get these glass, these panels in the glass. I guess you call it a French door. Anyway, that was Thomas, Kilo November 4 Echo Whiskey Tango, and he's over in the Big Lots parking lot. He was just saying that his SDR receiver did a better job than his TYT radio, which I guess I'm not too surprised by that. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere?
Kilo India 4 November Delta November.
Well, your signal sounds pretty good today, there, David.
All right, sir. Just kind of tagging up on the rear here and enjoy listening to your net. And it is cold out. 7-3 to everybody. God bless. For Indy.
Well, you know what's good about the cold? Makes you appreciate the warm.
Yes, sir, Ray. Yes, sir. Back to you, Mr. Paul. Thanks for what you do. 7-3.
Yeah, that was David. He's in Reedyville. Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Well, they were going to bring up the stragglers. It's the only way to draw them out. We got we're looking for check-ins any place, anywhere from dilly dalliers. Land, that's a new one. It's kind of stupid. Landlubbers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater chunkers, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, flat earthers, and flat earth deniers, and people who believe there's people living in the center of the earth. And there's also people who believe there's aliens living inside the moon and are using it as a cap, as a space traveling thing. I don't know why. It's been there a while, so they're kind of slow. And also people who believe there's some people with colonies on the backside of the moon that we have, because I never see it, so I don't know if they're there or they're not. Anyway, we got any of those out there tonight? Oh yeah, SDR donglers too. Those people, they can check in. Since they usually can't do anything but dongle, they'll have to email me as well as the scanner listeners. Anybody else?
Number 872.
I don't think that was a number I assigned you last time, was it?
No, I just made my own. Thank you.
Well, you're just going to continue to break that New Year's resolution, aren't you?
I never was very good at that. Holding into those things.
Nah, nobody is either. That's the only reason that fitness centers stay alive.
Don't you know it? And the mega dollars that they bring in every week.
Well, I did make a New Year's resolution that I kept, and I'm glad I did, and it was a big one. It was really a big one, and that was I started a no smoking clinic. It was a couple-week long thing. You just met every week or so, and learned how to easily and quit. And I quit that I did that in that would be 36 years ago, and I did it in 1989.
Oh, good for you. What were you? Let me guess, a 2-pack a day person.
Yes, it was. And the reason I'm hedging it on that is when I took the course, started the course, I wanted to quit smoking, of course. But as soon as he started asking me, everybody, there was like 10 people in the group. You signed up and they had a group meeting, and they said, how many cigarettes and what brand do you smoke? And I knew once he said that question, I didn't know the routine. I go, he's going to cut my smoking down with a mandate. So I lied, and so I figured if I said I only smoked a pack and a little bit every day. That way he wouldn't cut me down. No, I said I smoked 2 packs or more a day. And that way, if he cut it in half, it was still a pack, which he did. He didn't allow that. It went from 2 packs, what I said. And he says, okay, you're now designed you can only smoke 8 cigarettes a day. I went, holy crap.
Yeah, okay. Well, gotta stay ahead of the ball. All righty. Well, I don't think I have anything else here. K1SP.
Very good. That's Scott. He's in Laverne. He said he was at first of the year. He says his New Year's resolution was to check in on it, not wait for the lollygaggers portion of the net. That doesn't matter. Just I think it's funny, and I think some other people do too. Probably some of the listeners might think it's stupid or funny, but it doesn't matter. A lot of things we talk about are stupid and funny. Is there anybody else out there? Nobody else out there? The lollygaggers, lurkers, or sandbaggers? That's the general categories. Lollygaggers. Dang. Lollygaggers, lurkers, and sandbaggers. Well, very good. I didn't even count how many there are, but we're going to go over. If there's nobody else wanting to check in, we're going over to 446-415. 446-415. Anybody going to jump in there? Great, sure. Okay, that would make 17 in there today. That's pretty good. I just counted. All right, we're going over to 446-415. We'll see you there. All right, this is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio. 446-415, looking for check-ins from the east.
KM4YRF.
Could you put up with all of that BS that went on between when you checked in first and now?
I think it's funny.
Oh, I guess I find it interesting. Anyway, that was Michael. KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east? Whoever else was in east on the 2 meter side is just as silent as they are on the 70 centimeter side. Who else is north?
KD4G1.
Very good. I can count on you, Danny. That's Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Of course, a fantastic seat. Have you got your old new antenna up yet?
I'm still on the same setup.
No, okay. No, you sound good. Sound good. When you put the new one up, I'm not sure. I would say the new old one. I'm not sure I know the difference.
Hopefully you will.
Oh, I do too. Anyway, that's Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Danny in station camp. Who else is north?
KB9 RKK.
KB9 RKK. So you're my reference signal, Frank.
Yeah, well, pretty close.
Oh, yeah, very much so. That's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo, Kilo, Frank here in Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
WB0 and over.
You're my other reference signal. Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. I don't think there's anybody that can't hear you guys. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure of that, but pretty sure. Anybody else north?
KN4, ERI, Eric, Goodlettsville.
Yeah, you're a pretty good source too. You're pretty strong. How you doing, Eric?
Doing great.
Yeah, Eric's in Goodlettsville. Kilo November 4, Echo Romeo India. Who else is north? Or west?
Kilo Oscar 4, KG4 ILV.
All right, I got two in there. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. It's Jack and Donaldson with a great signal. And Kilo Oscar 4. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure that was Doug.
Roger, Doug, KO4MKD.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. It's funny how after a while sitting in this chair, I wouldn't even necessarily have to know the call. And I could hear one word out of somebody. I can usually tell who they are. Anyway, that's Doug in Greenbrier. Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta. Kilo, did I get that right? Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo the Delta 4.
Kilo Oscar 4.
Yeah, I had it written down. I was reading my scribble there, and I wasn't sure it was right. Anyway, Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta. Who else is, I don't know if you called me the last time. He's not on net tonight, I don't believe. But he had a Kilo Romeo, and I never heard the Romeo as the second, digit in the call. And what? Romeo? What the heck is that? Because it went from Quebec. I heard Quebec for the last, New Hams for the last, 2 years. And it skips over Papa, because Papa is always Puerto Rico, right? I guess I didn't get an amen on that, but it is. Anyway, I was surprised. I didn't know what to do with the R. Anyway, who else is north? Or west? All right, you sound a little scratchy in there, Carlin, but you're sounding okay. Kilo Delta 4 Victor, Uniform Whiskey. Who else is north? North or west?
He got you in there, Carl.
Oh, he wasn't hearing me properly?
I don't think so. Did you hear me, Carl?
Almost sounds like he's on HT.
All right, well, Paul got you in the law.
Alrighty, we had that was Kilo Delta 4. I'm sorry, yeah, Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey, Carlin and Bethpage, Angeltown. Who else is? We had Jack in there. I didn't acknowledge you, did I, Jack?
That's okay. I heard you. I'm listening. We got good conditions tonight.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Pretty good. Like I said, I couldn't hear Carlin, but that must be for another reason, because normally I can hear him. Who else is west? Where's Greg tonight?
He must be AWOL.
Oh, he's probably pissed off his parole officer. He's probably thinking about moving from Antioch after today's event.
That was awful.
Which was awful?
The shooting at the school.
Oh yeah, that's always awful. I mean, you got a 16-year-old girl and a 17-year-old dead. Yeah, great. I mean, just I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of how these things keep coming up, but it's stupid. It just I don't know what's happening to our biggest problem with, and when I was going all from kindergarten through kindergarten, as some people say, all the way through 12th grade, was fist fights. That was it, and those were fairly rare.
Yeah, we never had anything like that. I mean, we had people that would drive their truck to school with, their rifles, on a rack behind the seat.
Yeah, well, one of those I got a kick out of. So my favorite was I saw a guy it was not uncommon to see that in Florida where I lived for so long. But I saw one guy going down the highway in his Ford pickup, and he had the rifle rack in the back, and there was fluorescent tubes on it. Anyway, no, it's just, you're right. It was common everywhere with rifles and shotguns, and but now we have this proliferation of kids that seem to have grown up on thinking it was cool to be hanging around with a gun when they shouldn't be. I don't get it. Anyway, who else we got, west or south? Ah, very good. Good signal there, of course, from Scott and Laverne. Anybody else south or anywhere? All right, then we're going over to 10 meters then, if I don't hear any complaints. I think we had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 10 in there. Big 10. All right. Going over to 28415. We'll see you there if I don't hear anybody complaining. All righty. We'll see you there. K4P there. Alrighty, 28415, upper sideband with Juliet at Simplex Radio Net. Who else is out there? We'll just say, starting from the east.
KM4 YRF.
All right, big signal here. Are you able to do any more? So you couldn't possibly get up on a roof in this last 5 days, so I'm not going to ask you. Who else is east or north?
KD4 Juliet.
All right, I got Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Good, solid. Although not a strong signal, but I got you good copy. Who else in Station Camp? Who else is north? We got 2, Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar Mark in north by the river, by the lake, the beach. And we've got, who did I hear? Oh, Eric, I heard in there. There you go. We got Eric in there. Kilo November 4 Echo Romeo India up in Goodlettsville. Who else is north? North or west?
KG4 ILV.
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor and Donaldson. Who else is? I got a good solid in there, Jack. You seem a little off frequency, but I think that's common for some reason. You were going to try to get around to that 0 beat thing, but I'm not going to beat that dead horse. Who else is west? All righty, we all wrapped up. Is that all there is? Any place, anywhere, south or anywhere?
Yeah, let's go to the south. K1SP.
Yeah, I almost forgot the south. All right. Anybody else? That was Scott, by the way, in Laverne, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Who else is there? I'm not hearing anybody. Is anybody else hearing anything I can't?
Nothing for me.
All right. Sounds like a wiener. 7 on 28415 and 10 on 70 centimeters, and I think it was 18 on the 2 meters. And we're going to go over to, I'm going to go back to the Trump icon on the home page and no audio because we're going over to the secret that we can talk about anything 223-415, and we'll see you there. K4PEW closing the net. K4PEW.
KM4 YRF. KD4 VW.
All right, hang on one second. KM4 YRF. And we got KD4 VW. Who else?
KD4 Jam.
Good, very good. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. And of course myself, K4PEW. That's already big 4. Who else?
KG4 ILB.
Very good. Kilo India 4 Golf. Okay, I'm sorry. Got the guy Jack in there. Kilo Delta 4, Kilo Golf Score. Man, I get all screwed up here. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor is Jack and Donaldson. You think I remember that? Just to get them all discombobulated. Who else? Anybody else? Boy, we're missing Craig, man. That's like, he's like a standard in here. I wonder what, he must have won the lottery or something.
What about Wes?
Yeah, no, he's like Robin. He tries to check in all the time, but he's got lots of irons in his fire. I can't imagine teaching school for a living myself. That would drive me crazy. If I had to deal with people like me in high school, I'd quit.
I know, right?
I remember I goofed off in, I think it was 10th grade. I think it was 10th. And we had world history. And the teacher we had was boring. And I wasn't really working very hard. I hated it. Every day was like a torture. I was in that class. And then because I got I think I got a D in it. I don't recall. No way I care to look. But because of that, I got stuck in like a remedial class the next year in a history class. And it was like American history simple. And I remember the teacher, he was really a nice guy, just a really sweet guy. And you realize that I didn't belong in that class, really. It was almost like it for dummies. It was like history for dummies, American history for dummies. And he looks at me and goes, "What are you doing in this class?" I said, I goofed off last year.
Man, I used to dream about going to college when I fall asleep in high school.
Yeah, no. That's the problem is they should make. I guess if I went to a military school, it would be different. But I had a lot of fun in high school, and my grades reflected it.
Yeah, we always had a lot of fun in school, and I thought about going back and just taking something just to experience that again.
Well, I think I told you I did that. When I retired in 2009, I went. I said, "Hey, I still got 2 years before I can collect Social Security at 62." So I said, I gotta. And so at first I was actually on unemployment. I don't know how I got that. In New York State, they're too liberal about that stuff. So I was getting unemployment, and so then. The state was willing to pay for me to go to school because I was a Vietnam veteran. And I'm like, dang. And then I was getting extra money, I think, for that from the state. It was unbelievable. And so I went back to school for, and I just almost finished the degree. I was 1 semester short, and I got married.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh, getting a bachelor's degree at 61 years old it's not what good does it do? I mean, what's the point? I know I was having a good time. I was learning stuff that I had to, and it was easy. I found it, obviously, when you're 60 years old, if you got any brains left in you. Well, some people wouldn't do it, I don't think, but I did it. And I didn't have, in fact, my mother, it was so funny. I was living with my mother at the time, because I was recently divorced. And she was happy to have me there. She was just thrilled, widow. And, I was able to go shopping for her and do that kind of stuff. Anyway, she was thrilled when she realized I was on the dean's list.
I bet she was.
Their 60-year-old son on the dean's list. I'm thinking, Ma, it's not that big a deal, okay? She probably told all her friends, or the ones they had left anyway. No, it was just funny because when you're that age and if you can't do better than a 19-year-old or 20-year-old at 60, you're in deep weeds,
Yeah, I always thought that studying would be easier, now that I'm anxious.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is. It's not that hard, and you also have the wisdom of not having as many distractions. You're easier to concentrate. You're not being pulled this way or that from friends and whatever, just being stupid kids. When you're a teenager, you realize afterwards you're the dumbest people on the planet.
I'm currently reading a book by Dr. David Jeremiah on the Book of Revelation, and it's got sections, and then it has questions and everything. And I've had a real good time going through that and being able to answer the questions without any problem.
Yeah, in Revelation, it's easy to be wrong though. No, you know what I'm saying. It's not an easy book.
Oh, it's not. But this study guide kind of explains it all in a way that's just real easy to understand.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's just that some of the imagery in there is almost like over the top, and so you get some people who do that. And I'm sure David Jeremiah is a pretty straight shooter, but some people take it like, one group, has these, it means this, and okay, fine, believe what you want to believe,
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of, you believe what you want to believe anyway.
No, it's true. I mean, it's just got a lot of stuff in there it's easy to get loosey goosey with the imagery. That's all.
Oh yeah, and and I've read Revelation several times, but having this book that kind of explains, what the symbolic meaning of certain things was a big help to me.
Yeah, because if you started taking everything in Revelation as it literally, pretty sure Jesus didn't have bronze feet.
No, yeah, you're right.
I think it says like bronze. I don't think he says he had bronze feet. But I always got a kick out of that reference, bronze feet.
Yeah, I kind of got a chuckle at that as well.
But I didn't get a chuckle at the the fire and brimstone kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything good for the net?
No, I'm about popped out.
Yeah, you think I would be, but
I had to send Rick the bacon thing that you sent me the other day.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. As soon as I saw it, I was chuckling about it.
Oh yeah, that should be our theme for Golden Corral.
Yeah, I'll just send out that link. You've heard that guy? I still can't think of his name. I can find it easily. You can probably find it just by going to YouTube and saying the bacon jokes. And he's been around a while, this comedian. But he's all clean stuff, and it's just bacon, all the things that are great about bacon.
I'll have to look for that because bacon is one of my favorite things.
What's funny is that bacon is the epitome of richness, and it really is good. And it's almost as good as ham, but it doesn't really come that close. Just regular, sliced ham. I don't care what kind of sliced ham it is. It's not as good as bacon.
I take bacon any day.
Yeah, and then bacon, which is like the ghetto of meats.
Pork belly.
No, chicken necks. Or chicken livers. That's it. No chicken livers or any of that stuff,
I found it. It's Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan. That is. You've not seen that routine?
No, but I will.
Oh man, it is genuinely funny, good stuff. You'll crack you up.
Was that Scott in there?
Yeah, he's in there. Did you jump in there at all?
Paul got you checked in. I was just waiting for a break.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Scott. K1 SPD. Very good. Yeah, it's a good night for the 220 net. No, it's good signals here on the 220 tonight.
Looks like I can't hear Michael. So quiet.
Hey, does anybody? I was thinking about changing my mast on my, particularly on my 220 antenna, because it's not really it's about 18 feet off the ground because I'm using a 10-foot piece of half-inch EMT. And I'm thinking about taking 2 of those top rails, because they got the swedged ends, and I can just put them together and putting them on. And I wonder if anybody's done that without, putting some kind of stabilizing lines connected to it to keep it stable.
Yeah, I did. That's what I used for a long time here. I had 2 of them put together, and I had bands connected it to the 6-foot fence post, and it worked great.
Yeah, I may just do that. Man. Get 2 of those top rails and get them up. And I think they'll be okay. The way I've got it, I can even get the base of the way I've got it mounted on the side of my my outbuilding, that I can get it about 4 to 5 feet off of the ground, the base of the tubing, the pipe, and so I'll have 20 feet up, and that'll gain me nearly 10 feet in height on the 220.
Those top rails are 11 foot long. I'm using those 4-foot military 10 poles on this Comet antenna, and I think I got 7 of them, and the guy is about 3/4 of the way up.
And how tall are those ultimately there, Scott?
What's that?
How tall did you say that was maximum?
I'm sorry, what do you mean maximum what?
No, what's the maximum length on those poles?
Yes. I'm missing the first part of your sentence when you clear up.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe it's me. I think somebody might have doubled with me, but I'm not sure. But no, the maximum, what's the maximum of those extensions will work on those 10 poles?
Oh, hell, I guess if you had 20, then you could go any food.
I don't know. You'd really have to go out those, though, wouldn't you?
I'd say so. Now, the 10-meter antenna, I got 8 of those together, and they were not dyed, but they were fed up through my parachute. Let me let my dog out.
All righty. Was there somebody else in there that answered that question?
Me, Charlie. Those top rails are 11 foot long. At least the ones I bought and used to put up Daddy's TV antenna at his house back when he was alive.
Oh, wow. I looked him up in Lowe's the other day, and I don't remember it saying that, but I wasn't really didn't matter to me. I just wanted to see what the cost was, because they're about $22 a piece or so, I think.
They're cheaper than TV mask. I know that much.
And the TV masks how different are those from those swedged top rails?
You asking me or you asking Scott?
No, I'm asking you. You said they're better than the other stuff. Better than the TV ones.
About the only thing that I think is a little bit negative is where they slide together. The end of it, is compressed down so it'll fit into the next one. And that actually needs to be a little bit longer, I feel. The TV mask is a little bit longer, so there's more of the mass going into the other mass. If I was going to stick them up, would you dress something to them?
Yeah, hey, hold on, Scott.
They slide together, and if you got some, I don't know if you know what these things, they're called, I call them thread rivets, and put you a thread rivet on the inside, and then, drill you on the one that's going to slip over, and then put your bolt in so you can really put them together good and tight. Of course, there's other people who might do it a different way, but I would make sure that coupling was good together. It would tend to not maybe want to bend back and forth a little bit in the center or something. Now, when I put them up down here at Daddy's, I didn't have that problem because, his house, what do you call it, the edge of his roof right there, I mounted to the brick. I made a brace and mounted to the brick to hold those 2 top rails, and mounted him a TV antenna up on top, and it was a omnidirectional TV antenna. It looked like a flying saucer, and that had that above the roof, the top of the house, so it would not be blocked by the roof at all. But I would definitely bolt together and stuff, to make sure that's good and sturdy. It's good stuff they're galvanized steel, so they're not going to rust.
No, I got you. I assume they would be. I've just never used them before, and I just wondered if anybody. Thanks for those input. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I looked at it, because I considered, until I thought about the top rail, I thought about buying a sledging tool and using like 3/4 inch EMT, electrical conduit. And I don't know if that's heavier weight gauge or not, to tell you the truth. I don't know if it's a heavier gauge metal.
No, I would go with the top rail of the fence. Matter of fact, the top rail of the fence is what a lot of repeater antennas, they'll buy the bays, like a 4-bay antenna, instead of buying the whole outfit, and it's cheaper, and then they'll take the top rail, 2 top rails and put together and mount their bays on them. They work extremely well. They put those up on towers, on mountains, around here, like, Music Mountain or what's that other down there, 9-1 zone? I can't think of the name of it. I'm thinking South Fork. I don't know why, but South Fork, golly. But anyway, that's what they use on a lot of repeater antennas when they put them bays together. They'll buy just the bay, and they'll take 2 of those top rails and bolt them together, and then they'll put their bay antennas on that and mount that up on the tower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, they're really very inexpensive. I mean, for $22 a piece, it's not too terribly bad for something that's going to be 22 feet tall.
Paul, you'll be much better off if you drill a hole and put try to get 2 bolts through there where they join together. That makes it really sturdy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think I'd just slide them together and leave them there. It just seems like it'd be too much movement and it would cause problems.
Yeah, get you a piece of metal that'll just fit inside that small end inside of it, so that when you put your holes through, your 2 bolts, it won't crush down on you.
Oh, I got you. Yep. All right. Appreciate it, everybody. Anybody else got anything for the net? That was my big question of the day.
If you want to see a funny video, go to YouTube and just put in Daddy's Home.
I think I saw that. I'm sure I did. Now I'll have to look again, because I did see it and I thought it was pretty funny.
That Roseanne Barr, I wouldn't even have recognized it.
Oh, that's right. That's the one that's actually, I can't believe she did that video, because it's over the top when you're throwing two middle fingers out at the crowd,
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it is funny, no question about it. But see, she's one of those people that doesn't care, what people think of her. She's been a Trump supporter since the beginning of time,
Right. Well, anyway, throw that out there.
Yeah, Daddy's Home. If you people haven't heard that video that Roseanne Barr did with, and I don't even know who that. You know who that guy is? I don't know who he is.
Tom McDonald, but I didn't know who he was. I asked my son, and he said, yeah, he's done some videos. He's got some other videos on there, but it's not anything like this.
Yeah, that one was. When I looked at that, that cost a few bucks to put that together.
Oh, yeah, it's professionally done.
Yeah, it's no little thing. So I'm not sure. Maybe the Republican National Committee financed it.
Just kind of rubbing the Democrats' nose in it.
Oh yeah, I know. And what's funny is that they, even as you can imagine, the pushback we're getting now from the Democrats about the pardons and well, he can't do this, he can't do that. Well, he just did. Too bad. Just suck it up.
Well, they've been dragging their feet on Pam Bondi's confirmation, and something happened, and they tried to blame her, and it's like, no, she's not in there yet.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't quite get it. They're just crying the blues, and really the reason they're crying the blues because they still can't believe that Trump won.
Anyway, it's a funny video. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yep. If everybody's listening, go to see Daddy's Home.
All right, enjoy it. KG4 ILV.
Yeah, welcome to the golden age of America. Anybody else got anything tonight?
S1 tonight.
Who is?
ILD. He just cleared a second ago. Throwed his call out. ILD is his last part of his call sign. He's about an S1 up here.
Oh, okay, very good. S1. Did you hear that, Jack? You're being copied well up to Angeltown. Pretty good.
That was pretty good. I just little achievements or whatever. Thanks for Kentucky. Is it a mobile or is it HT? It's a mobile. Oh, okay, 50 watt. I got it I'm at home. I got it on my big antenna though, on 620 diamond antenna, monoband. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably what, around about 6.5 dB or something like that. I don't know. Okay. And I'm on the Comet antenna, and it's up maybe about it's the 6333. It's up probably about 50 feet tip top, and I'm on the Kenwood 742, running about 25 watts. That's high power on 220 on this radio. Well, I've got 3 bars on you, and there's 6 bars altogether, so I don't know what that is. And you're now flashing about an S3 up here. So the weather's changing. Up on 440 a minute ago, I was having a time hearing anybody up there. I mean, they were just in and out, in and out. It was almost like being on the ocean. Well, we had pretty good conditions tonight. Yeah, 220's doing better than 440, at least here it is. All right, we have a good one. Stay warm tonight. KG4 ILB.
All right, everybody. I'm going to jump out of here. K4PEW. Have a good night.
All right, Paul. Talk to you soon. KM for a while. All right. Good night, Jack.